Hello.
The two songs are playing over.
3 songs though. Should wait a few minutes.
Yeah, you're like 2 minutes.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait like maybe 2 minutes just in case like some stragglers come in. Yeah, I think like it's officially technically starting Wednesday, so
But you did send the emails.
yeah, maybe it was a little late, but usually we send it on the day of. So
I'm just going down the list and adding stuff.
oh, nice.
Trying to get started somehow.
Whenever you
Yeah. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Let's just get started here. Represent. There we go. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Intro to iOS Development. So Tiffany and I are really excited to teach you guys this semester. So this is our first lecture, so it's sort of just going to be like a course intro as well as some logistics. And maybe towards the end, if we have some time, we'll help you guys set up Git as well as GitHub, which is one of the technologies you'll be using throughout this course. So starting off. So just to highlight some of the requirements for the course, you do need a MacBook, and specifically iOS 10.14.4 or Catalina Plus, because we experienced some issues last semester with versions, so we're sort of just restricting the version to this. So if you do not have a Mac with this version, just come to us at the end of class and we can discuss any solutions that we can do for you. And you will also need the Xcode IDE, which you can install via the Mac App Store, or there is an online version as well that you can install. Okay, so quickly about enrollment. So if you are in this course, you can enroll in CS 1998, section 601, and I think there's the course pin, but I don't think you need it anymore. So you can enroll for 2 credits for pass-fail under Walker-White. And if you're not able to enroll for 2 credits, you can also take the course for 1, or you can petition as well. And if you don't want to petition, but you still want to take the course, you can audit the course, meaning you don't take it for any credit. So please let us know if you guys are doing that. So if you are planning on auditing the course, let Tiffany or I know at the end of class so that you can still gain access to all of the other course resources so you could take the course as normal, even though you're not taking it for credit. And keep in mind, this is sort of a different 7-week course, so the add deadline is March 20th, so there's still time to add the course. So if you are planning on taking the course, make sure you do add the course before that deadline. And there's also the drop deadline as well, just in case you guys want to know. Okay, so more on logistics. Lectures are going to be Monday and Wednesday from 8:35 to 9:25 p.m. in this classroom, OLN 165. And keep in mind, attendance is mandatory. It is worth 5% of your grade. But don't worry, today's lecture won't be counted because technically the course doesn't start until Wednesday, but we're deciding to sort of go over logistics today so everyone's on the same page. So all course communications are going to be made on EdSTEM, and later on we're going to give you the GCal, so you can add that as well. And everything, including the lecture slides, the lecture recording, as well as some other supplementary resources are available on the course website, which we will also provide later on. So let's do some introductions first. So hello everyone, my name is Richie. This is my 4th semester on Aptiv. I'm a current junior studying CS. I'm from Long Island, New York. Currently on AppDev, I'm a front-end member on our newest app that we're working on, Resell, and I'm also a former iOS student. I took it maybe 5 semesters ago, was it?
Last spring. So 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, that's quite a long time ago. And there's just some fun facts about me.
Hey guys, I'm Tiffany. Obviously, I'm not Richie, so I'm also a former iOS student. And I guess a fun fact is that Richie and I actually took the course the same semester.
Yep.
And it's kind of like, I guess, like a full circle moment because we kind of circled around to teaching the course now. I also have some fun facts about me. I guess firstly, I'm also a junior studying CS in engineering, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. So if you're from New York City, or I guess any part of New York, feel free to come up to me to talk about that. The city's pretty cool. I have some fun facts. I also teach climbing here, so if you're into that, do hit me up so we can wreck our forearms together. I also have here that I used to play basketball for funsies, but I'm kind of rusty now, so don't actually challenge me to that. I have on here also that I'm a keyboard nerd, so all things like mechanical keyboards I used to be pretty into. But yeah, so I'm gonna allow our core staff to introduce themselves. So as we can go in a row, we can start Peter.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Peter. I'm a newbie this semester, so I've been not even one semester on AppDev yet. But yeah, I'm excited to TA this course.
Hi, I'm Cassidy. I'm also a newbie. I'm a freshman right now, and I'm working on Eatery.
Hi everybody, my name is Jason. This is my second semester here on AppDev, and I'm excited to TA this course for the second time.
Hello, I'm Belle. I'm also a newbie this semester working on Uplift. I'm a sophomore.
Hi everyone, my name is Antoinette. I'm a sophomore studying CS. This is my third semester on AppDev, and I'm the pod lead of Eatery.
And Caitlin and Daniel aren't here, but I'm sure you'll get to meet them through our office hours, which we'll cover more on. I guess to get to the actual fun stuff, our course structure, right? I'm sure you're all wondering what do you guys actually learn in this course, besides iOS development, right? So first we'll start with some Swift basics. So this class is intended to we took the class as freshmen. I took it personally taking 1110 at the same time. So if you're in the same boat or if you haven't taken 1110, it's not a big deal because we'll kind of start with the very basics of Swift, including syntax and whatnot. Then we'll get into UI kit and all layout, which kind of is how you basically build views with the designs that you can either create yourself or you can follow our designs. And then we'll go into a bit of MVC and navigation and delegation. This probably all sounds like just gibberish to y'all right now, but I'm sure, as the weeks go, all these things kind of build on each other, so you'll make more sense of each topic as we kind of get along. And then we'll go into UI table views and UI collection views, which kind of allow us to create layouts such as Spotify. And then networking, which is basically, connecting with the back end and making sure that we can receive data and actually display that data. And then 8, 9, and 10 are mostly funsy lectures, but they're pretty important, and yeah. The actual fun stuff, and I'm sure the ones that you guys actually care about, but there's a total of 10 lectures, so this lecture does not count. This is technically considered lecture 0, and attendance will be graded in future lectures via Kahoots, so you just come, put your net ID in, and we'll kind of take that as your attendance for the day. A total of 4 assignments, which may seem like, a little not as much as we're used to if you've taken other courses here. The way we break down our assignments is that we have A3 and A4, which are kind of big and are spread across 2 weeks. So the first week that after A3 comes out, we have a midpoint submission, which kind of is only graded for completion. So you only have to. It's kind of us helping you guys stay on track, so you don't try to rush the project out in the last week, which I'm sure we all do here. And you can pair up with at most 1 student for A2, A3, and A4, and A1 is individual, but A1 is just mainly Swift syntax. I believe we'll go into more details here. So A1 just goes over basically implementing a bunch of different functions. I guess this is the assignment that you're probably most used to in terms of coursework and classes 1110. We'll have you implement a bunch of functions according to a spec, and just basically allows you to kind of learn how to code with Swift. And after that, we'll teach you guys how to actually build views and UIs using UI kit and auto layout. So we'll give you a Figma design. You can either create your own, but we only ask that you implement a certain number of functionality to kind of get the credit for that assignment. And then A3 will kind of be going to the more complicated stuff, which involves building, we call these table views, but you guys will learn that later. But kind of create apps that might seem familiar. I think that's a Twitter, Instagram, Threads.
It's sort of then we design it to be a side chat copy. So.
Oh, I don't use side chat. Oops. Okay.
So you'll be implementing a version of side chat in this course.
Yeah. So it's kind of stuff that you've seen in real life, and A4 is kind of the cumulative projects where you'll kind of use all the things that you've learned via A1 to A3. So in this case, our design is like a recipe book. So you kind of like go through how you can. I guess we'll eventually get to it, and you'll learn how to basically get data from the back end and displays these recipes in your own little app. And finally, to wrap this this course up, we have our hack challenge. Where I'm not sure if how many of you guys have taken another app dev course? Yeah. So okay, I guess basically the hack challenge is a opportunity for students across a bunch of different app dev courses to all get together and work on one singular project together. So you'll have members from design, backend, Android maybe, and essentially what happens is that you guys will all get together and collaborate to create one functional project that you submit as part of like a mini hackathon. So it lasts us 2 weeks, and it's a pretty big project depending on how much you make of it, but you can definitely put it on your portfolio, and basically really enables full stack development as well as teamwork. So I'm going to let Peter talk a bit about his hack challenge from last semester.
Yeah, so I did this one over here on the left. It's an app called True Scoop. It is basically an AI news app where it basically can predict the political leaning of certain news articles. And yeah, that might sound like a little ambitious. It was. It barely worked. It was held together by a thread, but it worked. So yeah, that's just like an example of something that you can create in the hack challenge. And yeah, me and another person who's actually on the team, Daniel, he's not here today, but yeah, we created this app last semester for the hack challenge. So
Yep, so that was created by Peter last semester. This is also one of our projects from last semester. I believe it was called Ithaca Traveler. Essentially, it was a sort of app that allowed you to keep track of all of like the natural sort of sightseeing places you can see in Ithaca. So, in addition to like learning the basics of iOS development, in this course you'll sort of even be able to expand beyond that and sort of integrate other things. Like this one used the map API, so that's not something we'll teach in the course, but using the course knowledge, you'll be able to do stuff like this yourself. And I don't think Peter mentioned this, but he did like sort of create like a machine learning algorithm for his as well. That was very impressive. So in addition to only like creating UI and hooking up to the API integration, you'll also be able to do things like this during the hack challenge. Okay, moving on. So let's discuss some of the outcomes of the course. So hopefully by the end of the course, you'll be able to do the basics of iOS development, which consists of reading and implementing a design to create a UI or user interface, as well as connect with a backend API to fully make your app fully functional. So this is what we call full stack, meaning you fetch data from the backend and you display it and update the UI on the front end. So in addition to that, you'll also be gaining developer skills that you'll use beyond just iOS development, which include Git and GitHub. So we'll sort of be diving into that a little bit later today. We'll help you set up your SSH keys and things like that, but we'll get to that later. And as well as just like reading documentation, debugging, and things like that. And I believe Tiffany mentioned earlier, but you'll also be using another program called Figma, which is sort of a program that designers use to create design. You guys won't be creating the designs, but more so you'll be referencing that to create the UI. So yeah. And most importantly, you'll be able to bring your ideas to life into a fully functional iOS app. Okay, so without further ado, let's sort of dive into some technical things with Git and GitHub. So essentially what Git is, it helps with version control, meaning that it keeps track of changes in your code, and you can revert back if needed. So just a show of hands, who's used Git or GitHub before here? Okay, so about like half. So I guess if you guys don't know what Git is, I guess if you think back to like 1110, how you guys worked with your partners, you either worked on one computer, or you sort of zipped the file and sent it to your partner through email. So Git is sort of the technology that fixes that by allowing you to work on separate devices, but also share the same code base, which will be located on a repository on GitHub. So yeah, Git establishes version control, which can keep track of changes in your code, and it's also distributed. So each developer works on the code locally, and it allows you to work offline, but also post to that shared repository and have those updated changes there. So, okay, let's sort of move on here. So if you go here, actually, we have our course website. So if you guys have your laptops, navigate to ioscourse.appdev.cornell.appdev.com, and you'll see, once you go to the common page here, So this will be the homepage, and a lot of the things that we'll be covering in lecture will go here. So at the end of lecture today, we'll actually post the lecture slides as well as the lecture recording. So if you are unable to attend a class, you'll be able to make that up, but you won't still be able to get the attendance points. And today's the exception since we're not taking attendance. But if you do miss a lecture, you can make it up by watching the video here. And just a lot of other things, such as syllabus. I won't go into too much detail today. Schedule, grading, I guess, as well as office hours. But we're still sort of figuring this out. This is inaccurate right now, but ignore the office hours information currently on the website. We're still trying to get rooms booked, so we'll figure that out later. And I'll most likely make an EdSTEM post once we figure that out. But I guess here is sort of like the grading breakdown. So most of, this is a project-based course, so the majority of your grade will be based on the projects. And you can see here, there's also extra credit opportunities, sort of highlighted in red. So each assignment will have opportunities for extra credit. So even if you sort of bomb an assignment, don't worry, you'll still be able to make it up through either the extra credit or even the hack challenge, which is even 30% of the grade, and just for participating and just submitting your base code. So in addition to that, we also have 4 slip days in total, meaning you have 4 slip days for all of your assignments total, and if you use them up, it will be a 10% deduction for each day that you miss as well. So you have 4 free slip days, so no deductions if you miss 4 days across any of the assignments. So you have 4 total, and you can use them for any of the assignments. But once you run out of those, we'll be deducting points for each day, so keep that in mind. Okay, so if you guys are on the website, you can navigate to this section, Git and GitHub. If you click the arrow there will be something called the Git installation guide. So I guess if you guys don't have Git installed already, I would follow these steps right here. So I guess we can just break off. You guys can sort of follow these instructions here. And if anyone does have any questions, please feel free to ask any of the people here. We're sort of just going to make this like a workshop for people if they have any questions or things like that. But yeah, I can leave this up, but also you can just access it on the course website.
Also to note, if you've never used Cornell GitHub Enterprise, I think they use it in 3110, 3410, a few of the upper level CS classes, so this is not your normal Git. So if you've never set up Cornell for Git Enterprise, you will have to also go through these steps.
Yeah, you could just click the link here and it'll directly take you there. I believe it's not the same as your normal GitHub. It'll say Enterprise in the top corner here. And yeah, I guess you can just follow the instructions here, but I can go back to the lecture slides so we have. And I guess just here are some of the important links. So here's the EdSTEM. We have the Google Calendar as well as the course website here if you don't already know it. So yeah, I'll just leave those up. And if you guys have any questions about Git installation or things like that, feel free to ask any of us here or come up to here. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I guess for to-dos for next lecture. So we are going to help you guys with installation today, but since we are sort of, short on time for the entire course, we are going to have a GitHub demo here. So all of the assignments you'll be doing will be submitted through GitHub. So this is sort of a demo here. We'll also post it in the ed post at the end of class, but we will have a video that sort of gives you a basic tutorial on how to use GitHub as well as Git. And yeah, make sure you watch that video before the next class because we will be sort of jumping right into iOS development with Swift syntax, and then your first assignment will also be released. So keep in mind, do watch that video before the next class so you sort of are caught up with, how to use GitHub for the next assignment. And yeah, so right now we're trying to set up Git and GitHub. So if you don't get that set up, you can still follow the tutorial online. And you can even watch the video once we post it after this lecture. And make sure you also install Xcode via the Mac App Store, or you can just search up Xcode, and it will probably show up on Safari as well. You can use either version. You can use the Mac App Store version or the Safari version. Make sure you add the course calendar. I'll have the link pulled up later. And then just in general for next lecture, I guess you could read the syllabus, make sure you're familiar with the grading guidelines as well as the syllabus and things on the course website and the structure of that. And if you have any questions, feel free to post on Ed or come into class on Wednesday to ask those questions. And at the end of class today, we'll also be sort of posting a lot of links on the EdSTEM, so be on the lookout for that, which will include the course roster as well as possible mentorship forms. So you will have an opportunity to get a mentor among any of these people here and also a lot of the other members that aren't here, but that is a good opportunity to sort of network with app dev as well as get help with a lot of your assignments as well. And yeah, just make sure you guys check the ad by the end of class. So I'll keep these QR codes up.
Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to just come up and ask us. I don't know about Richard. But yeah, just like if you have any like help, if you need help with Git setup or like anything that's like, I guess like concerns about the class, anything of the sorts, feel free to just come up and chat with us.